The local racing started with the Coca-Cola Street Stock. Off the start, the 17 of Skylar Strength led off the field. Charles Davis in the number 6 worked his way past Trey Grimes in the 51. Then he passed Brian Hutchinson in the 38 for the second place position. Eventually, he caught up to our leader, Skylar Strength, in the 17. Then Trey Grimes in the 51 went side by side with Brian Hutchinson for the third place spot, and he was eventually able to get it. Then a few laps later, Charles Davis worked to the inside of Skylar Strength, and he was able to take the lead. Skylar Strength held on for as long as he could, but at the end of the day, it would be Charles Davis in the number 6 taking home the checkered flag, with Skylar Strength finishing in second and third place going to Trey Grimes. The second local race would be the Modified Minis. Off the start, it was the 7 of Rusty Alverson leading off the field. But eventually, Joe Collier would pass Rusty Alverson for the lead. Then Steve Looney would end up spinning out, causing the first caution. When we went back green flag racing, Joe Collier had taken control of the lead. Rusty Alverson tried to hold on, but Joe Collier would go on to be victorious. Then it was time for the Show Me the Money series. Off the start, the 24 of Christopher Tullis led off the field with Casey Roderick and the 18 right behind him. But it wouldn't be too long before we got to the first caution. Coming off turn number 4, the 14 of Chris Davidson makes contact with the 98 of Justin Ashburn, and on his lid and sliding against the wall, there goes Chris Davidson. Luckily, both drivers were A-OK, but the same could not be said for their cars. Tough break for both drivers. We then went back green flag racing with Christopher Tullis and Casey Roderick on the front row. This time it would be Casey Roderick getting the advantage over Christopher Tullis. But then a little while later, Christopher Tullis was able to pass Casey Roderick to reclaim his lead. Then the 26 of Chandler Smith would pass the 18 of Casey Roderick for the second place spot. Then we had the next caution come out when the number 4 of Kyle McCallum stopped on the racetrack. On the restart, Casey Roderick tried to go 3 wide, getting underneath Christopher Tullis. He was unable to do it, and Christopher Tullis held on to his lead. Then we went into turn number 1, and Casey Roderick was able to take his second place spot. But then Chandler Smith would pass Casey Roderick back for the second place position. Then came the 112 of Augie Grill on the inside of Casey Roderick, and Casey Roderick fell back to 4th. Then came the 26 of Chandler Smith on the inside. Chandler Smith took the lead from Christopher Tullis, and then the 112 of Augie Grill made his way past Christopher Tullis for the second place spot. Then came the 18 of Casey Roderick, and Christopher Tullis dropped back into 4th place. And then Bobby Knox Jr. in the Shelby Concrete 30 passed Christopher Tullis for 4th. Meanwhile, back up front, Augie Grill would pass Chandler Smith in the 26 for the lead. Chandler Smith tried his best to hold on. Watch as they go into turn number 1. They continue to battle side by side. Chandler Smith is holding on. He's trying to keep his lead, but Augie Grill is able to clear him on the back straightaway. Then Casey Roderick would pass Chandler Smith for the second place spot. Next, he had his eyes set on Augie Grill. Meanwhile, Augie had a dominating lead, going so far as to pass Christopher Tullis, put him a lap down. Then a caution came out with 2 laps to go when Stacy Crane spun out. We went back green flag racing with Augie Grill and Casey Roderick on the front row. They battled side by side, but eventually Augie was able to get the lead. Right at the finish line, check this out. Augie Grill wins, beats Casey Roderick, and right at the end, Chandler Smith beats Bobby Knox Jr. for 3rd. Wow.
Augie, I have to tell you, that was quite a race out there. That last lap restart, tell me what was going through your mind. Did you feel like that Casey was probably going to pass you?
I didn't really feel like he was going to pass me if I did everything I was supposed to do. Caution came out. I was a little nervous that something was going to happen. People can make things happen without me messing up. But luckily I hit all my marks and didn't mess up the last lap and a half there, and we were able to come back to the checkered flag first.
Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thank my dad, my mom for having me, of course, and my beautiful wife back at home for putting up with this all the time, and Hedman Hustler Headers, Robbie White Racing Engines, Penske Racing Shocks, and Dubs Thermal Products.
All right, Casey, I have to tell you, you really gave it all you had right there. But Augie Grill, he definitely put up a fight there. And I felt like you probably would have a shot on that last lap restart. What did you think?
I was hoping I could. I just didn't have enough front end grip. At the end of the race, my front end was really sliding around on me and going up the racetrack. So I just couldn't get it turned to the bottom and get a good run up off the corner to have a shot at it. Now we gotta figure out what's going on the long run stuff here. For some reason our car's kind of taking a turn and getting tight with me. So something we didn't really have last year. At the end of the year, I felt like we got the car really good. But something's different this year. We got to figure it out and be better. But that's the way it goes. I was really wanting to win that race, get our bounty. But that's the way it goes. That's why we race. That's why we run 100 laps. And all you can do is go back to shop and work harder and get better.
Chandler, I have to say that was quite a race you had out there. You led for quite a number of laps, then you fell back right there to third, and right there at the end you were able to hold off a hard-charging Bobby Knox Jr. That was quite a finish at the end.
Yeah, it was a good race, and I feel like we just need a little more in our setup. I think we just need to rotate the center a little better than we are. I feel like we're getting people off pretty good. It's just a matter of rotating the center, and I feel like we're not going to be finishing second or third anymore.
Anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Ricky Turner, all of them, all my mom, my dad. I'd like to thank God for allowing me to even be here.
Well, there you have it from our third place finisher, Chandler Smith. And that's all the coverage from the Show Me the Money series on Montgomery Motorspeedway. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.